Okay, I am extremely sorry, students. I'm extremely sorry for the inconvenience caused. There was some voice issue from my side. I hope I am audible now. So let me just answer Dhanashri's question here. Dhanashri is saying, yes Dhanashri, I was teaching general aptitude as well. लेकिन general aptitude का time slot अब change हो चुका है. I'll be notifying it to you as soon as possible. अगर आप रिसर्च एप्टीट्यूड पढ़ना चाहते हैं, सो यस वी आर स्टार्टिंग रिसर्च एप्टीट्यूड एज सून एज पॉसिबल. तो जैसे ही मुझे टाइम मिलता है, आई विल बी स्टार्टिंग विद द रिसर्च एप्टीट्यूड एज वेल. डू नॉट वरी, आप हमारे साथ जुड़े रहिए. प्रेस द बेल आइकन सो दैट यू विल बी नोटिफाइड टाइम टू टाइम. जैसे ही मैं रिसर्च एप्टीट्यूड की लेक्चर सीरीज स्टार्ट कर दूंगी, आपको पता चल जाएगा. ओके. So, yes, and Dhanashri, I'm extremely sorry for not telling it to you that we have changed the time slot, but as you have asked, I've got the opportunity to tell you this. कि डोंट वरी, हम रिसर्च एप्टीट्यूड भी आपको पढ़ाएंगे, इसी चैनल पे पढ़ाएंगे. ओके, सो जस्ट स्टे ट्यून्ड विथ अस. एंड अगर आप इंग्लिश पढ़ रहे हैं, अगर आप इंग्लिश लिटरेचर आपका मेन सब्जेक्ट है, तो आप इन लेक्चर्स को देखिए. एंड जनरल एप्टीट्यूड जब हम स्टार्ट करेंगे तो वो भी आपको पढ़ने मिल जाएगा इसी चैनल पे. ओके, जस्ट स्टे ट्यून विद अस. ओके, यस, sure Dhanashri, soon we will meet again. Okay, so now yeah, let's get started. I'll explain the whole concept again. As there was the voice issue, you were not able to get whatever I told it to you. Okay, so so we were talking about the revival. Now what is revival all about? So revival is the evolution, or revival is the what you can call it, it's a development that happened at this particular age. Okay, so it started from 1400 and it lasted till 1550. So ये जो age था, इसमें overall development happened. So earlier there was development, there was evolution, but the pace of the evolution was very slow. Okay, so because the writers were not getting proper exposure. So with the help of age of revival, or in the age of revival, authors, writers, poets started getting that recognition. How they started getting this recognition? With the help of the printing press. So earlier what happened, whatever the writer was writing was not, so he was not able to convey it, or he was not able to share it with the large number of people at a time, because there were no copies of his writing. That was the first thing. Second thing was that he was not actually getting the opportunity to express his views or share whatever he has written to the large number of audiences. Therefore, the criticism part was very less. So this was happening earlier, so before the age of revival. But after the age of revival, the students the writers started getting this recognition because the invention of printing press came up. So with the invention of printing press, the writer was able to make the copies of his writing. And because he started making the copies of his writing, he could share it with the large number of people, and he could transfer his work of art with the maximum people. Okay, so this was the thing that started. Next, what happened was so now we will look upon the history of age of revival. Then we will look for the background. Then we will look for the theme. And then we will look for the style, that what style the writers used in this particular age. So as you have seen that the style changes from time to time. So जैसे जैसे we are developing ourselves, we are making changes in our style of writing as well. So even if you let's compare this with the Bollywood movies. So if you have seen the old movies, the type of everything about the cinematography, about the acting skills, about the choreography, about the script, dialogues, the storyline, everything was different. And if you compare it with now, if the modern age, then you will see a drastic change, right? Similarly, the style of writing, the way of expressing also change from person to person, from writer to writer, as well as from age to age. So old English में the type or the style of writing was completely different. But in the when the people started evolving, that time they started coming up with new ideas, new styles, new genres. Okay, so that is all, everything we are going to discuss in this particular session. Okay. So now we are going to talk about main historic events that happened in Age of Revival. So the first and the foremost event that happened was the arrival of printing press. Okay, so there was the invention of printing press, with which the lot of work was became easier. Okay, वुड ब्लॉक प्रिंटिंग स्टार्टेड. कौन कौन से टाइप के प्रिंटिंग थे तब? वुड ब्लॉक प्रिंटिंग. वुड ब्लॉक प्रिंटिंग एंड मेजर चेंजेस हैपेंड. Okay, and it also helped in increasing the literacy rate of that particular age. How the literacy rate? Because people started reading more. Earlier उनके पास वो source ही नहीं था to learn, read anything. But with the help of this printing press, what happened? They started getting the sources. Okay, and with which they started reading it more. And eventually the literacy rate also increased. So with the help of the printing press, what happened? It helped in increasing rate of literacy. Okay, and the second event that happened was reformation. Reformation मतलब क्या होता है? Change आया. What is reformation? To change. So there was lot of changes came up. Okay, so सबसे पहला अगर कुछ change हुआ, so that was the 95 theses were wrote by Martin Luther. So this is one important thing. और theses मतलब letters. He wrote 95 letters or theses. किसने लिखी थी ये? मार्टिन लूथर ने. So you could see this such a big change that came up. Next, John Calvin was responsible for Calvinization. So Calvinization was one of the what you can call reformation happened, or it was a movement that took place, or that was the change that happened in the Reformation age. Okay, and who was responsible for this? John Calvin. Calvinism. Okay. Next, Catholics were opposed by Protestants. कैथोलिक्स को अपोज किया जा रहा था उस एज में. Catholics were the people who believed in Catholic culture. Opposed मतलब उनको मना किया जा रहा था. Protestants are the people who are against that view. And it was led by monks. The monks were leading this protest, and they were opposite, or they were against this view of Catholics. Okay. Then plague ravaged over the Europe. So ये कुछ changes थे जो age of revival में happen हुए थे. So these things you need to remember whenever you are studying for age of revival. Okay. Next we are going to look for the political conditions. Okay, in England at this particular time. So the very first thing and the only most important thing was the War of Rose. War of Roses which lasted for 30 years. So आप imagine कर सकते हैं कि 30 years में क्या क्या हुआ होगा in this War of Rose. So if you are interested, and also from the exam perspective, if you want to study more, then you can definitely learn, or you can go and read for this War of Roses. So what actually happened in this War of Roses? We are lacking the time, so I cannot actually explain the whole concept in this lecture. If you want, I will explain it in some other day, in some other lecture, or if you suggest me, put that in comment section. If you want the whole story of this War of Roses, then you can comment in this comment section, and I will make a separate video on it, so that it will be helpful for you all in a longer period of time. Okay. This is War of Roses, and it lasted for 30 years. So 30 years is a very big time of span in which a lot of things happened. People suffered a lot, and a lot of political changes took place. And eventually, who suffered because of it? Obviously, the people of England. So this was the one thing that you should remember. Now we are going to talk about the monarchs. So what is monarch? Monarch is the king. So who were the kings? Those who ruled in age of revival, that we are going to study further. First one was Henry the 7th. Okay, so he ruled from 1485 till 1509. Okay, so he was a stable royal house, improved infrastructure. Okay, so there was at the time of his rule, so what happened? The house was very stable. Just he improved the infrastructure of the whole palace. Okay. Second important monarch was Henry the 8th. Okay, so he ruled from 1509 till 1547. Okay, and he married 6 times. Okay, for the son. So he married his first 9 marriages. Every time he gave birth to a girl and he wanted a boy or a son, so that's why he married for 6 times. So this is a very big number, which is very important. So they might ask you in exam that how many times Henry VIII was married, or who was married for the maximum number of times. So he was Henry the 8th. Okay. Married for 6 times. And why? For a son. And who gave him the son? that is not actually mentioned, but you can find it out on your own. But Catherine, she was also very famous personality. Catherine gave birth to Mary. Mary के बारे में Mary has a very great history ahead, so we are going to understand her history later on. But as of now, what you have to remember is that Mary किसकी बेटी थी? So Mary was the daughter of Catherine, okay? Catherine and Henry the VIII. Okay. And so he married, or he basically married for the sixth time. So that is the one thing that you have to remember. And then one more thing you should remember here is that Anne Boleyn gave birth to Elizabeth. So Elizabeth की भी history काफी strong है. She was very famous, and even now England is ruled by Elizabeth. Okay, so why, how, that is, this is the beginning of it. So Anne Boleyn was one of the wives of Henry the VIII. Okay, and she gave birth to Elizabeth. Okay. Then Jane Morson, son of Edward VI. He was also very famous, so you will understand about him later on. Now we will talk about Mary. So Mary the First. Okay, so she was the daughter of Henry the VIII and Catherine, and she executed so much Protestants. So she executed most of the Protestants, those who were protesting. So, and what was the end of, or what was the result of that execution? There was everywhere there was bloodshed, and the people a lot of people died in that execution. Lot of Protestants died in that execution, and that particular time she was named as Bloody Mary. So you might have heard this term called as Bloody Mary, but you might not be knowing the reason behind it, है ना? बहुत सारी अफवाहें फैली हुई हैं with this word Bloody Mary. So a lot of ghost stories, ghost tales, horror stories are being made from with this name. But why it was horror? So this was the horror part, that she executed lots and lots of Protestants, and because of which there was everywhere there was bloodshed, and lot of people died in that whole execution. So that's the reason she was named as Bloody Mary. Okay, so this is the reason you should remember, or this is the story behind this term Bloody Mary. Okay, is the daughter of Henry the VIII and Catherine. Okay. She executed so much Protestants and led to lot of bloodshed. Okay, and then she was called as Bloody Mary. Okay, got it? So supported, and she supported Catholicism. So those who were opposing this Catholicism, she executed all those Protestants. Okay, And next monarch was Elizabeth the First. So what's the reason behind Elizabeth the First? So at her time it was said to be golden age. Golden age of England. And she ruled from 1558 till 1563. Okay, and her major voyages happened at her ruling period. The voyage of Vasco da Gama, that, and Columbus, these two voyages happened. Okay, so these are the monarchs which are important to remember in this particular age. Now we will understand the important people in this age. People or the writers. Writers, poets, authors. Okay. तो सबसे पहले अगर हम किसी की बात करेंगे, so the person is Erasmus. So who is Erasmus? So basically Erasmus is it's a title given to Erasmus. So there was title given to Erasmus, that is the Prince of Humanist. Okay, so he was titled as Prince of Humanist. Okay, this was a title given to him, and one more title was given to him, that is Crowning Glory of Christian Humanist. Crowning Glory of Christian Humanist. Okay, so this is the thing you should remember. Then he was also the part of the Protestant. Okay, he was the part of the Protestants. Then his major essays were, जो मेजर ऐसे उन्होंने लिखे थे, Praise of Folly, it was Latin text, okay, Latin essay. And one more was At the City of London. Okay, so these are the two major essays written by Erasmus. Got it? Next important writer we are going to talk about is Thomas More. Who is Thomas More? So Thomas More का एक concept, मतलब misconception हो गया था, that Thomas More opposed. Okay, so Thomas More opposed Henry the Eighth and Catherine's marriage. So this was the myth that was spread all over the England. लेकिन ये बात बिल्कुल भी सच नहीं थी. So what was the whole truth? That he opposed the divorce of Henry the Eighth and the Catherine. Okay, so ये एक आपके एग्जाम में क्वेश्चन पूछा गया था. So जिसका आंसर मतलब ये एक चीज है that you should remember that Thomas More did not reject Henry VIII marriage with Catherine of Aragon. Rather, he rejected the divorce of Henry VIII. Okay, with Catherine of Aragon. In order words, he rejected the annulment, okay, of Henry the Eighth marriage to Catherine of Aragon. So basically this was the sentence that was asked in the exam. Okay, so this was the correct option that you were supposed to mark. ठीक है, सो ये बात आप हमेशा याद रखना। सो बहुत लोगों को ऐसे लगता था लाइक द वर्क ऑफ आर्ट वाज टेलिंग ऑल ऑफ अस दैट, और द लिटरेचर वाज टेलिंग अस दैट द होल so he was against the marriage, but no, Thomas More was not against the marriage, he was against the divorce. Okay, so this is the important thing you should remember about the Thomas More. So he was the most important writer of Age of Revival. He was the most important writer of Age of Revival. Okay. Then he opposed Protestant Reformation. So he opposed Protestant Reformation. This is the again important thing that should be noted about Thomas More. Then opposed king from Catholic Church and refused Henry for oath of supremacy. So he opposed king from Catholic Church. मतलब उसका कहना था कि कैथोलिक चर्च में किंग का कोई काम नहीं होता, सो ही शुड नॉट बी लुकिंग आफ्टर द कैथोलिक चर्चेस. And refused Henry for oath of supremacy. Okay, then he feels happy for being God's servant. So he actually believed in God, and he always thought that we all humans are the servants of God, and basically he is serving the God, and he used to feel very happy to serve the God. Okay, so most of his writings are about the God and about how he is serving the God and what all the deeds he is doing for the God. Okay. And he feels happy about it. For being God's servant. Servant, sevak. Okay. Then the most important work or famous work of Thomas More is Utopia. यूटोपिया, ये वर्ड आपने शायद सुना होगा पहले. I'll explain this work of art written by Thomas More. Okay, so what was his conception behind writing this Utopia? So Utopia was written in 1516, and it was written in Latin language, okay, and translated in 1551, and it is divided into two parts. Utopia, written in 1516 in Latin and translated in 1551, and it is divided into two parts. कौन से दो पार्ट्स हैं? फर्स्ट वन इज द राफेल हेथलोडियस, talks about falls and flaw of England. about false and flaw of England. Okay, and the second part of utopia is the description of utopian city or society. The description of utopian society, then laws, war, etc. Okay, the whole this utopia whole lesson or the whole writing starts with the conversation between three people. First is Peter Guide, second is Thomas More himself, and the third is Raphael Hythlodius. Okay, so इन तीनों के बीच का ये communication होता है. So it starts with the conversation between all of these three. Then who gives an account of utopian society. Okay, so इन तीनों के बीच में जो बात चल रही होती है, so उसमें वो यूटोपियन सोसाइटी के बारे में बात करते हैं. The name Raphael Hythlodius in Greek symbolizes and it means dispenser of nonsense. Okay, so इसीलिए उनका नाम उन्होंने इस तरीके से लिखा हुआ है that Hythlodius means, it's a Greek word basically, and it means dispenser of nonsense, which doesn't make any sense. Okay, so utopia is the whole concept which has no place. Okay, so utopia ये जो city के बारे में वो बात करते हैं, that is a fictional. Okay, so utopia is a fictional town. Fiction which is imaginary. Okay, so it's a fictional town and which means no place. So remember this. So utopia is a fictional town which means no place. Okay, so this is the important work written by Thomas More and you should know about this. So मैंने इसका starting आपको already बता दिया है कि what is the starting of this whole. अब आप इसके बारे में और जानिए, इसको आप खुद study कीजिए. So why students I am trying to tell you that study on your own, because if you will study or if you will read the whole piece of work by yourself, it is going to be remembered or it will be remembered by you for a longer period of time. Okay, if I will tell you, then you will remember, it will be a short term memory. Okay, so abhi aapko yaad rahega, but after few days when I will ask questions related to this topic, then you will be not able to give the answers because tab tak aap wo bhul chuke hoge. Okay, so to avoid that, I am trying to tell you that read it on your own so that you will start getting it, or and everyone's understanding the whole concept is different. Okay, so if you will read it on your own, if you will analyze the poem or the piece of writing on your own, then it will be understood by you in a very different way. Okay, so please remember that and start reading whatever I'm trying to tell you, because as you can see, you have ample of time with you, because the exam is the date of it, the exam is not being told to you. इसीलिए आपके पास अभी बहुत ज़्यादा time है to give lot of time to understand each and every topic thoroughly and beautifully. Okay, then another important writer that we are going to talk about is the William Tyndale. So who was William Tyndale? So he was the best known for his translation of Bible. Okay, so he was the one who translated the Bible. So he was best known for his translation of Bible. Okay, then Tyndale was deeply influenced by Martin Luther. and transformation. He was influenced by Martin Luther. You should remember this. Okay. Then so when he died, his last words were, please open the eyes of the England's king and make him able to see the truth. So when he was dying, these were the words came through his mouth. So you should remember these lines as well. What were the lines? Please open the eyes of the king and make him able to see the truth. This was his last wish, and this was something that he said when he was about to die. Now let's look at the famous works of Tyndale. First one is Tyndale's Bible. And the second one is Practice of Prelates. So he condemned the divorce in the work and criticized the decision. Okay, so in this Practice the Prelates, he condemned the divorce here in the work and criticized the decision. And the third is the Obedience of the Christian Man. Okay, so these are the three basic works or most important works written by Tyndale. Okay, now we will talk about Richard Tottell. So who was Richard Tottell? So official publisher of the first printed anthology of English poetry. So he was the official publisher. Publisher of what? Of the first printed anthology of English poetry. Okay. Second, William Baldwin's was his writing, the treatise of moral philosophy containing the saying of the wise. Okay, so this was his writing, that is William Baldwin's. Okay, and so Thomas More की जो dialogues है, so he wrote a dialogue of comfort against tribulation and his works. Okay, so this is something that you should remember. So then we will talk about Thomas Watt. So Thomas Watt, father of sonnet. So Thomas Watt को क्या कहते थे? Father of sonnet कहते थे. What is sonnet? You must already know what a sonnet is. Okay. There are two types of sonnets. One is Shakespearean sonnet and second one is Elizabethan sonnet. So sonnet के बारे में हम detail में discussion करेंगे, but it is a type of poetry. So remember this much as of now. and he was not very famous or not very important from UGC NET perspective. So if you will remember just that he was father of sonnet, and who was the father of sonnet? Thomas Watt. That is more than enough. ओके सो दिस इज इट फॉर टुडेज सेशन कि आज हमने बहुत सारे अलग अलग राइटर्स के बारे में डिस्कशन किया, and also we discussed about the famous works those were written by all the different writers in the age of revival. Okay, so how the age of revival में क्या क्या changes हुए, what all things happened are very important from the UGC NET perspective, because historically बहुत सारे questions इस particular topic के ऊपर पूछे जाते हैं. So understand this whole age in that perspective. Okay, so this is it for this particular session. If you have any doubts, any queries, do let me know in the comment section so that I can solve all your queries as soon as possible. Okay, until the time we meet next, happy learning.